Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So the new Tanki Fund is here. I'm gonna give my opinions on it, and first let's talk about the good, because yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it this year once again, but let's talk about the good so far. So obviously the good, you have a lot of good augments here. Magnum Bombard is pretty darn OP. Aceta Sustainable Nanobots is nice. You got Armadillo Protection, Magnum Destroyer, a bunch of epic containers, Ricochet GT, Ricochet Pulsar, boring. And then, what is this? Skin container, I think. More ultra containers, Gauss and Nemesis, which is a new augment. So yeah, pretty good amount of good rewards. I think that's a good part of the whole Tanki Fund. It kind of sucks we're getting GT skins again. I think it would be a lot better if we got some new different types of skins. GT is getting overplayed at this point. I don't know if there's anyone in the game who still enjoys GT. We already have like freaking 12 of them, so I'm just completely bored of them. Let's go to the shop. Let's see what the bundles are in order to get into the Tanki Fund. Bam, Tanki Fund here. The cheapest bundle is 1,500 rubies. It used to be 900, but look, this is all you freaking get. Supplies and a nuclear energy. Yeah, that's not good. For 1,500 rubies, this is an awful bundle. Yeah, you get into the Tanki Fund, but what's going to make a player want to actually buy this bundle when you get complete garbage? 3,000 tank coins. This is a little bit cheaper than the normal, more expensive one, I think, but 3,000 tank coins, you get 20 epic keys, insanely low amount of crystals. I don't know why Tanki couldn't have just made this 100,000 crystals. What's the point in making it only 13,000? And then you get a bunch of cool paints. So this one's actually worth it if you want paints, and it's only 3,000 this time instead of the typical, I think it was, what, 7,000 in the past? And then, of course, you have the most expensive bundle, so people who are wanting to spend that much, this one's obviously worth it. Except, ooh, shot effects. We get red shot effects every single year, so I'm pretty sure the people who are buying this bundle already have all those shot effects, so they're really buying it for the containers. But man, this first bundle, for players who can afford to get into the Tanki Fund, they're probably hovering around this amount. This is awful. You can't expect players to buy into the Tanki Fund when they don't get immediate gratification, because this is awful. Who is buying and spending 1,500 rubies for 450 of each supply and one nuclear energy? This is my biggest problem with the Tanki Fund and why I think it doesn't really grow that much. Because the bundle that most people buy is not a good bundle. So people aren't going to buy it because they're not going to get something immediately. It's hard to convince someone, oh, buy the esports Tanki Fund when you're not going to get any of those rewards for a month. I mean, that's just simple. Also, the first 10 rewards of the Tanki Fund, awful. They are complete trash. 100 grenades is probably the best valued one here, but look at this. 500 of each supply, that's just Duke. I don't get why Tanki adds such crap rewards for the first 10 tiers, because when a player is looking at the Tanki Fund and they're like, oh my gosh, okay, let's click on this thing, and they see these 10 rewards as the first 10, immediately they're not going to do it. And look at this. The first like 12 hours of the Tanki Fund only has 900,000 rubies in the fund. I think the first day or the first 12 hours of like the first or second Tanki Fund reached like 8 million. I think that was so freaking hype. But this fund's probably only going to get to 5 million. I'm going to be honest. It's going to get to maybe 5 or 10 million, and that's it. The Tanki Funds do not finish. We have not had a finished Tanki Fund in, I think, 2 years now, which is just ridiculous. And the last time that Tanki Fund only finished because every single person got a token of apology for a few thousand tank coins. So Ricochet GT looks very mid in my opinion. Titan GT, I'm just bored of the GTs. If we got maybe some new type of fun skin series, like a dragon skin series or something like that, I don't even know, people would be buying into this Tanki Fund. But look at this. The only reason you would buy into the Tanki Fund are for the augments. I mean, GT skins, I don't think people care enough to buy into it. But people want the Gauss Nemesis, they want the Magnum Destroyer, they want Aceta Sustainable Nanobots. But remember, a lot of people already have these augments. So what is making someone want to buy into the Tanki Fund? It's not these first 10 rewards. It's not the augments they already have. It's going to be the skins. But the skins aren't that good. And in the 30 million reward, you always get 3 skin containers. But there's no way in a million years the Tanki Fund is reaching 30 million. Unless every single player gets 1,500 rubies for free just to buy into the Tanki Fund. So Tanki needs to do something with this Tanki Fund. Either make it so that it's only like 10 million for the max reward, or make it so that every single player automatically gets into the Tanki Fund for free or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty awful this year. Once again, we haven't had a good Tanki Fund in over 2 years. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. If you're going to end up buying into the Tanki Fund, don't forget to use creator tag Taspens. Just settings, account, use my creator tag. See you guys in a future video. Peace out, everybody.